Okay. Now, so now next. So we discussed some DDL commands. One is alter, like drop, truncate. Then so like what is the difference between okay delete and truncate? So what is the difference between delete and truncate? Because both commands acts what same. Delete and truncate, both commands act same. So delete will delete the data but keep the structure. Truncate also delete the data but keep the structure. So what is the difference between these two? Okay, then so delete what? Truncate. Then sometimes they will ask differentiate between drop, delete, truncate. Sometimes they'll ask like this: drop, delete, truncate. Okay, na? But confusion is not between drop and truncate. Confusion is between delete and truncate because drop is separate. Drop command drops what? Structure plus data. But delete will delete the data. Truncate also delete the data. So that's why. So confusion is between delete and truncate. One difference is delete is what's a DML command. Truncate is what? DDL. So delete is DML, truncate is DDL. So this comes under DML, delete comes under DML, truncate comes under DDL. Next. Okay, next one. Delete command. Delete command. So delete command, what's that? Oh, then delete command. Using delete command, we can delete what? Specific rows. We can delete all rows and specific rows. Using delete, we can delete all rows and specific rows. Okay, truncate. We can delete only all rows, but cannot delete what? Cannot delete what? Specific rows. Then that's another difference. Okay. So using delete, we can delete all rows and specific rows. But using truncate, we can delete only all rows, but cannot delete specific rows. Then okay. Then why? Because using in delete, we can use where condition. Where condition can be used with delete, but where condition cannot be used with truncate. If you see truncate syntax, can we use where condition? Is where condition is there? No. Then so then where condition can be used with what? Delete. And but where condition cannot be used with truncate. And fourth. Okay. Next. Next one. Then. But okay, na? How delete command deletes. But when it consider rollback, same. Rollback, same for delete and truncate. After delete, can we roll back? After delete, can we roll back? Yes. Set implicit transaction is on. Can we roll back? Yes. Can we roll back truncate? Yes. Okay, now understood. But when you consider rollback, both are same. Delete is same, truncate is same. After delete, we can roll back. After truncate, we can roll back. Okay, then. But how delete command deletes? Delete command deletes what's a row by row. How delete command deletes row by row. It go to first row, delete the first row, go to second row, delete the second row, go to third row, delete the third. So it deletes row by row. Okay. How truncate deletes? It will not go to row by row. It deletes all rows at a time. Deletes what? All rows at a time. So delete command deletes row by row. So truncate deletes all rows at a time. So delete command deletes row by row. Truncate deletes all rows at a time. So which is faster? So delete is slower. Truncate is faster. Then next. After delete, after executing delete, whatever the memory the table is taking, table occupies some memory. Assume table occupies 10 kilobytes. So table is occupying what's it? 10 kilobytes memory. You delete it. After delete, the 10 kilobytes are not released immediately. Maybe released after some time. But in case of truncate, immediately that 10 kilobytes are what? Released. When the memory is released, immediately that memory can be allocated for some other data, some other table. Understood? So what is the another difference is delete will not release what? Delete will not release memory. Delete will not release memory. Truncate releases what? Memory. After delete, memory is not released immediately. So the 10 kilobytes are not released immediately, maybe released after some time. But in case of truncate, the memory releases immediately. Okay, then next. Another one. Another one. Delete will not reset identity. Truncate will reset identity. Delete will not reset identity, but truncate will reset identity. So delete will not reset identity, but truncate will reset what's it? Identity. How to reset identity, we'll see. What is identity? What is this reset identity? We'll see. Just wait. Okay, now then that's that. So what are these? These are all differences between delete and truncate. So delete is what's it? DML command. Truncate is what? DDL. So using delete command, we can delete all rows. We can delete specific rows. We can delete all rows. We can delete specific rows. How to delete all the rows? Delete from EMP. Delete from EMP. Deletes all the rows. How to delete specific rows? Delete from EMP where apply where condition. Then deletes specific rows. But using truncate can delete only all rows, but cannot delete specific rows. Why? Because we cannot use where condition with truncate, but we can use where condition with delete. But how delete command acts row by row, deletes row by row? How truncate deletes? All the rows are deleted at a time. So it will go to the memory, release the memory. When memory is released, all rows are deleted at a time. And delete is slower. Truncate is what? Faster. Delete will not release memory, but truncate releases memory. So delete will not reset identity, but truncate will reset identity. That's that. So this is what that. So difference. Next. Okay, now then. then. So now what you learn some basic DDL, basic commands. What are the commands you learn? DDL, DML, next one, DQL. Three. You learn three. DDL, DML, DQL. DDL, what commands you learn? Create, alter, drop, truncate. DML, insert, update, delete. DQL, DQL. What is the DQL command? Select. You learn select. So you learn basic commands on database tables. Okay, na? What are these? These are all the basic commands on tables. Okay, then. So next, for example, I want to create one table. I want to create one table. I want to create the table with this structure. Tell me how. I want to create the table with this structure. What command? Create. I want to create the table with this structure. What command? Create. I want to insert the data into the table. I want to insert the data into the table. Insert command. I want to insert the data into this insert command. I want to update the salary 5,000 to 7,000. I want to change the salary. Update. I want to add a new column. Job. I want to add a new column. Alter. After adding the column, I want to insert the data into the new column. After adding the column, I want to insert the data. What is the command? Update, not insert. Command is what? Update. Okay. Then I want to remove this row. Remove this row. Delete. I want to remove this column. I want to remove the column. Alt. Remove the column. Alt. I want to empty the table. Empty the table. Truncate. I want to remove the table. Drop. Remove the table. Drop. Remove the row. Delete. Remove the column. Alt. Okay. So I want to create the table. Create. I want to insert the row. Insert. I want to change the salary. Update. I want to add a column. Alter. I want to remove the row. Delete. I want to remove the column. Alter. I want to empty the table. Truncate. I want to remove the table. Drop. That's that. Next. One is there. SP underscore what's her rename? SP underscore rename. Okay. SP rename. SP rename. What is SP stands for? SP means what? Stored procedure. Okay, na? SP rename. SP means stored procedure. Okay, na? Then now So what is this? This is used to command used to change what table name and what's her column name. So use it to change table name and column name. Can I use it to change table name and column name? SP rename, then old name, comma what new name. SP rename, old name, comma new name. Example. Example. An example. Okay. But the table name is EMP. No? Select start from EMP is there. Yes, EMP is there. I want to change this table name. I want to change the table name. Suppose rename rename table EMP to employees. So rename the table from EMP to employees. So rename the table from EMP to what? Employees. I want to change the table name from EMP to employees. How? SP what? Rename. What is the table name? EMP change to employees. Old name is EMP. New name is what's that? Employees. Okay, then. So execute this command. Execute this command. Then after executing this command, the table name changes or not? Yes. What is select star from what? Employees. Select star from employees. Okay, then. So the table name is changed. How to change? SP rename. But this is not only used to change table name. We can change column name. I want to change this name. What is the column name? Commission. I want to change this name to bonus. Suppose rename column commission to bonus. Rename column commission to bonus in employees table. So rename column commission to bonus. Rename column commission to bonus. How? So tell me how. One second. See, SP underscore what? Rename. SP rename. Then commission. Next, what's that? Bonus. Commission, comma bonus. But see this. Error. What it is saying? No item name commission found in the current database. Understood, na? So what is the meaning? See, no table is found with name commission in current database. Means it is treating commission is a table name, but it's not table name. It is a column name. Then you have to mention how to mention column. Column belongs to some table. Which table? Employees table. Table name is changed to employees. Then you have to say employees dot commission. You have to say employees dot commission. So it is changed to what's that? Bonus. That's all. Now change it. Now see the table. Select star from what? Select star from employees. See the table. So in table. So the name is changed to what's that? Bonus. That's that's it. So this is the command to change what's that? Column name. Okay, that's it. Then. But here once again, sir, here SP, any command with SP, okay, SP, okay, na? These commands are not SQL commands, okay? These commands are not SQL commands. These commands are specific to SQL server. SQL server commands, they're not SQL commands. Whatever the commands I mentioned in the beginning, I given list, yes or no? In the beginning, I given some list of commands. Okay. So whatever the list in the beginning I given, so these commands are what? SQL commands. SQL commands. Okay. And SQL commands are common to all databases. SQL commands are common to all. That means common to all means if we go to Oracle, in Oracle also this will be there. Insert will be there. Update will be there. Delete will be there. Merge will be there. In Oracle also select is there. Oracle also commit rollback is there. Oracle also grant revoke is there. So these commands are also there in other databases. But SQL server commands will not be there in Oracle. That means SP rename. SP rename is not SQL command. It is specific to SQL server. That commands will not be there in what? Other databases. Understood, na? Then. So here in SQL server, we use some commands. That commands are SQL commands and SQL server commands. SQL commands are common to all databases, but SQL server commands are not common. If you go to Oracle, if you execute, suppose then, so this is Oracle. Okay, then this is Oracle. Suppose in Oracle, for example, I say SP rename EMP. What did it say? Unknown command beginning SP rename. So because in Oracle, SP rename is not there. In Oracle, if you want to see the structure, they use a separate command, that is describe. That is what? Describe. Describe EMP. So when you say describe EMP, it will show EMP table structure. Okay, na? That. So that's why some commands are what? SQL server commands. Some commands are SQL commands. SQL commands are common, but SQL server commands are not common. Okay. Then, okay. That's all. So this is what this is. These are all some basic commands on what? Database. Okay. Then next one. SQL is, see, SQL is not only used for what? SQL language. Okay, na? SQL language is not only used for operations on database. Okay, na? SQL language not only used for operations on database. SQL language is also used to process the data. Okay, then. So it is not only used to perform operations on database, it is also used to process what's it? Data. So then, so processing the data, analyzing the data, processing the data, analyzing the data. So for this, SQL server is given some commands. They're called what? Built-in, what's it? Functions. Okay. So built-in functions in what's that? SQL server, built-in functions. So all these functions are used for what? All these functions are used for what? These functions are used to process the data. These functions are used to what's it? Process the data, analyze the data. So they are used for data processing. They are used for data analysis. Okay, then, then, so like, see, what is the definition of function? Definition of function. Like there is a call, suppose, for example, there is one function is there, pow. What is this calculates? This calculates what's that? Power. Suppose you pass 3 comma 2. If you pass 3 comma 2, 3 to the power of 2, that is what? 9. So what is this function? 3 to the power of 2, 9. Okay, then. So this calculates 3 to the power of 2, that is what, sir? 9. Okay, then. There is a function called SQRT. SQRT of 16. What this calculates? This calculates what's that? 4. Square root of 16. Square root of 16. That is what? 4. Okay, then. So power of 3 comma 2, 9. Square root of 16, 4. So then, what is this? What is the definition of function? What is the definition of function? The function takes some input, performs some calculation, returns one value. A function takes some input, performs some calculation, returns one value. So square root function, pow function takes how many values? 2 values, calculates what? Power, returns one value. Square root function takes how many values? 1 value, calculates square root, returns one value. So what is the general definition of function? What is the general definition of function? A function, what? A function, what's that? Accepts some. A function accepts some input, performs some what? Calculation, takes some input, performs some calculation, and returns one value. Takes some input, performs some calculation, returns one value. A function accepts some input, performs some calculation, returns one value. Okay, na? Then a function takes some input, performs some calculation, returns one value. Then now, okay, na? So this is the definition of what's a function. Definition of function. Okay, then now, sir, here, just listen enough. See where it is useful. Where it is useful. So this is the table data. Okay, na? This is the table data. But in real time, so they'll ask, boss, send this table data to Excel file. Send this data to text file. Send this data to what? Excel file. Okay, na? See, not just what? SQL server, .NET. There are number of developers works with what's that? Databases. Various developers uses what? Database. Various developers will work with what's that? Databases. But in real time, suppose there is a developer. One developer is there. Power BI developer is there. Power BI developer wants to access what? Data. Database table data, EMP table data. But in real time, they don't give permission to Power BI developer to connect to the database, access the data. You understood? They don't give the permission to connect to the database and access what's that? Data. They don't give the permission. So then what they say, boss, we'll give the data in what? Excel. We'll give the data in text file. You access the data. Understood? Then they give the data in text file. They give the data in Excel. So they'll ask, access this data, access the data from text file, access the data from Excel file. Okay. But when the data is copied to Excel, when the data is copied to text file, what user says, boss, I don't want names in uppercase. I want names in what? Lowercase. Then, so the date formats are YYY MMDD, but I want MMDD YY. What the user says, he want the dates in what? MMDD YY. He doesn't want YYY MMDD. What Power BI says, I want MMDD YY. Okay, na? Then. So the different users want the data in what's it? Different formats. Okay, na? They want to change the format. You want to change the format. You want to change the case. You want to change the case. Salaries are there. But what Power BI says, must show the salaries with 1,000 separated. He wanted the salaries with what? 1,000 separated. What is that is? 1,000, na? He wanted like this. 1, comma 00. So what is the salary? 1,600. 1, comma 600. You want salaries with what? 1,000 separated. Okay. Then he doesn't want YYYMM. He want MMDD YY. So then what I want to do is I want to convert the formats. I want to change the formats. I want to change the date format. I want to change what's her salaries with 1,000 separated. I want to change this case uppercase to lowercase. So different users wants data in what? Different formats. Then how to do? How to do this? Okay, na? By using this functions. By using this functions. Okay. Then how built-in functions, how these functions are useful. Then so then functions are used for data what? Processing, data analysis, data cleansing. So data processing, data analysis, data cleansing. Cleansing the data, cleaning the data. Okay, then. So functions are used for processing the data, analyzing the data, cleansing the data, etc. So then functions are useful for this. Okay. So data processing, data analysis, data what's it? Cleansing. Okay, then. Now, so in SQL Server, the functions are different types of functions. So what are the different types of functions in SQL Server? And first one, what? Date functions. First one, date. Next one, first one is date. Next one, what? Character functions. Third one, numeric function. Fourth one, conversion. Fourth one, conversion function. Fifth one, special functions. Special functions. Sixth one, analytical functions. Seventh one, aggregate. Then, so date, character, numeric, conversion, special, analytical, aggregate. So the different types of functions in SQL Server. Okay. So date, character, numeric, conversion, special, analytical, aggregate. So the different types of functions in SQL Server. Okay. Now we'll see one by one. So first we'll start with what's the date functions. date functions. Okay, then. So these functions are used for what? These functions are used for processing dates. These functions are used for processing character strings. They are used for processing numbers. They are used for converting one data type to another data type. They are used for special. They are used for analysis. They are used to calculate aggregates. Okay, na? That. So processing to process dates. They are used for date calculations. They are used to process strings. They are used for numeric calculations. They are used to convert one data type to another data type. They are used for special purpose. They are used for analysis, and they are used to calculate what's the aggregates. So the different types of functions. Now we'll see one by one. First, we'll start with what? Date. So date functions. In date functions, already you know one. What is that is? Get date. What is get date returns? Get date function. What is this function? Returns date, time, and also what? This function returns date, time, milliseconds. So returns date, time, and also milliseconds. Then milliseconds. So get date. Just okay. Then example. Then select what? Get date. You say get date. Run this query. Select get date because it is not belongs to any table. That's why there is no from. I'm not using from because it does not belongs to any table. Suppose if I select e name, then if I select e name, you have to select from emp. But this get date does not belongs to any table. That's why I'm not using from. So get date. What is get date returns? Date, time, milliseconds. You see this. So what is the function output? This is the output. What is this is? This is what? Date. What is this is? Time. What is this is? Milliseconds. So this is date. This is time. This is milliseconds. MS. Okay. So whenever you want current date and time, use what? Get date. Okay. Returns current date and time. Next. That's all. This is get date. Next one is that. What is that is? Date part. Date part. Uh, so then what is this function? This function used to extract what? Okay. Na? Function used to extract what? Part of the date. Function used to extract part of the date. Date part. Function used to extract part of the date. Okay, na? Function used to extract what? Part of the date. Date part. Date part. Then date part. First argument is see, pow. You take pow. Pow takes 3 comma 2. Yes. Just example, not 3 comma 2. Example 3 comma 2. What is this 3 and 2 are called? Huh? What is this 3 and 2 are called? Huh? Pow function takes two values. Example 3 comma 2. What is this 3 and 2 are called? Huh? There is a name. There is a name to this. What that is? I'm asking. Okay, na? Huh? What is this 3 and 2 are called? This 3 and 2 are called function arguments, function parameters. They're called function arguments, function parameters. Okay. So in every function, what is important is arguments are important. So this function takes how many arguments? Arguments are important. Date part takes two arguments. Date part takes two arguments. First argument is date interval. Second argument is date. This function takes two arguments. First argument is interval. Second argument is what, sir? Date. So first you have to pass interval. Next you have to pass date. Okay, then now. So date part interval date. Date part interval date. Okay, na? And example, example, select what date part. Select date part. Select date part. So, so what are the intervals? Like suppose one interval is YY. One interval is what, sir? YY. YY. So interval is YY. What is the next one? Date. What is the date I'm passing? Get date. What is the get date is? What is get date? Today's date. Get date means current date. Today's date. From the get date, what it returns? Huh? So use it to extract part of the date. What is written? This function returns year bars. What is extracted? Year part. This is get date bars. Get date contain this now. From this, what is written? Year part. What is the year part? 2024. Returns year part from get date. Why returns year part. So then execute this function. Then what it returns is 2024. Next. Okay. Then so using this function, you can get part of the date. Okay. That's why it is called date part. Next. I mention MM. Then if I mention what is returns? Month. What the month is? 06. Month. DD. Then day. What is the day? Huh? 21. Day part. YY returns year part. Returns month. DD returns day. Okay. Next. Next one. DW. DW. What is DW returns? Day of the week. Day of the week. Today is what? Friday. Friday number is 6. Friday number is 6. This returns 1 to 7. 1 to 7. 1 for Sunday. 1 for Sunday. 7 is for. So 1 is Sunday, but 7 is Saturday. Friday number is 6. Okay. Then. Okay. Now, next. Next one. So, like you say HH, then returns our part. What the our part is 12. Okay, then so you see HH returns what, sir? Our part. Okay, na? Our part. Next one, minutes. MI returns what? Minutes. Minutes. Okay, then SS returns seconds. Next one, QQ returns quarter. Quarter. So QQ returns quarter. Then so then this returns any number between 1 to 4. Okay. For example, January to March, first quarter. April, May, June, second quarter. So July, August, September, third quarter. October, November, December, fourth quarter. So January to March, first quarter. April to June, second quarter. July to September, third. October to December, fourth quarter. Okay, na? Then next. So year, month, day of the week, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay, na? Quarter. Understood that. So what are these? All these are what's the date? Next one, dy. One more is there, dy. What is dy returns? Day of the year. Day of the year. Day of the year. dd returns day of the month. dw returns day of the week. dy returns day of the year. Day of the year. Out of 365 days. That means it returns any number between 1 to 365 or 1 to 366. Any number between 1 to 366. Okay, na? Then so now that's these are the what are these? All these are what's are date intervals. Okay, then you take for example what, suppose YY returns year part. Okay, then MM returns month. DD returns day. Next one, DW returns what? Day of the week, 6. Next one, DY returns what? Day of the year, 173. Out of 365 days, today's number is 173rd day. Okay, next one. So, HH returns our MI returns minutes, SS seconds. Next one, QQ returns what? Quarter. This quarter is second quarter. Okay, na? What is this is? Second quarter. So April to June. When this is June month. So June month belongs to which quarter is second quarter. Okay, then. That's so these are the what the different what date intervals, date formats, date intervals. Okay, then. So for example, I want to see the employees joined in 1980, 1983, 1985. Then I want to see the employees joined in 80, 83, 85. Then how? Employee joined in 80, 83, 85. How can then select what's that? Star from EMP. Next, where Then select star from EMP where what? So here must be this three. Here must be 80, 83, 85. Okay. Then how to write? Uh, uh, 80, 83, 85. But so, but if you use between, you have to write three conditions. One condition for 80, one condition for 83, one condition for 85. If we use, if we use in, sorry, if we use what's that? Okay, now, if we use like, you have to write three conditions. If you use like operator, you have to write three conditions. If you use between operator, you have to write three conditions. So instead of using like and between, use what's the date part. So our condition based on what year? Year in what? 1980, 1983, 1985. So, but our condition based on year, but year is not there in table. What is there in table? Height date. From height date, how to get the year? From height date, how to get the year date part? So use date part. Use what? Date part. Date part what? YY comma what's that? Height date. So from height date, what is exacted? From height date, what is exacted? Year. If year equals to 80, selected. If year equals to 83, selected. Year equals to 85, selected. Okay, that. That's okay. That. This query returns what then? So your condition based on year. If condition based on year, you have got three options. One is between. If you use between, how many conditions you have to write? Three. Separate condition 80, separate condition for 83, separate condition for 85. Then you have to use three. Like if we use like, also you have to write how many conditions? Three. Height date like 1980 percentage, or height date like 83 percentage, or height date like 1985 percentage. You have to write three. So then, but if I use date part, then so use date part. Date part returns what? Year. If year equals to 80, 83, 85, then use what's that? In. So give this. Now run this query. So execute this query. Then so this query will return. Uh, sorry, here name is what's that? Change. What is the name? Employees. Then actually we changed the name now. So again I'm changing this name. Now let's see. Select star from EMP. So there are two employees. One joined in 80. One joined in 83. That's that. So if you don't use date part, if function is not there, writing this is difficult. Difficult means you have to write number of conditions. Instead of writing number of conditions, you can do this with one condition by using date part. Okay. So always functions will simplify the conditions. Writing conditions is simplified with the help of functions. So then I'll ask, for example, I want to see the employees joined in leap year. Then so find the employees who are joined in leap year. How? Find the employees joined in what's that? Leap year. Then what is the condition for leap year? Divide year with what? 4. Divide year with 4. Divide year with 4. Remainder is 0. Then it is leap year. Divide year with 4. Remainder is 0. Then, but what do you have to divide? You have to divide what's the year? How to get the year? Date part. Date part yy comma height date. What is this function returns? This function returns what, sir? Year. Divide this year with what? 4. Check the remainder. How to get the remainder? How to get the remainder? What is the remainder? How to get the remainder? Modulus. What is the operator to get the remainder? Modulus operator. Okay. So once again, you see, suppose I'll say 100 modulus 20. Then what this gives? 0. What is this is? 100 is divided with what, sir? 20. Returns what? Remainder. What is the remainder when you divide 100 with 20? 0. Remainder is 0. Then, so this is year. Divide year with 4. Check the remainder. Remainder equal to 0. Understood, na? So this function returns what, sir? Year. Divide year with 4. Check the remainder. Remainder is 0. Then. Okay. Then. So let me execute this query. Let me execute the query. So what this query gives? Then. So there is one. Okay, there is one. So what that is? Then 1980. 1980 is a leap year. So there is only one employee join a leap year. Then understood? Now next, you tell me. Suppose I want to see the employees joined in January, April, December months. I want to see the employees who are joined in Jan, April, December months. Then what? Who are joined in Jan, April, December months. What? Select star from what? EMP. Where? Select star from EMP. Where? Date part. Date part. Then comma what? No. A condition based on year, condition based on month. Month. How to get the month? Comma hide date. Then what? In comma hide date. In. Then 1. Next 4 comma 12. 1 comma 4 comma 12. So 1 means January, 4 means April, 12 means when. But can we write names here? Jan, April, December. Can we write names? Huh? Can we write names? No. Because date part returns name or number. Number. If date part returns number, here also you have to write number only. If date part returns name, here you can write name. But date part returns what? Number. Here also you have to write number. Always you have to take care. Left side, right side should be same. Then query will work. Okay. Then. So let's see this. What is this query returns? Who are joined in? See, December, April, December, January, December, January. Okay. Then. So who are joined in 3 months? Then I want to see the employees. Okay. Suppose joined on Sunday. I want to see the employees who are joined on Sunday. Okay, now I want to see the employees who are joined on Sunday. Then select star from what EM where, then select star from EMP where date part what DW. How to get the day of the week? Now condition based on day of the week. How to get the day of the week? DW. So hide date equal to what's that? Sunday. Equal to Sunday. What is the Sunday date? So this will exact the day of the week. If day of the week equals to 1, then select. So this query will return all the employees who are joined on that Sunday. So returns employee joined on Sunday. There is one employee joined on Sunday. Who is that employee's what? So Sunday. Maybe 81 February 22nd is Sunday. Okay. Then next. Next one. Yeah. So now next. For example, then I want to see the employees joined in second quarter of 1981 year. Employee joined in second quarter of 1981 year. What? Then select what's a star from EMP. Next one. Where what? Where what? Second quarter of 1981 year. That means year equals to what? 1981. Next. And what? Quarter. Quarter equals to 2. Year equals to 81. Quarter equals to 2. How to get the year? How to get the year? Date part. Then YY comma I date. So this returns year. Year equals to 81. How to get the quarter? Date part. QQ comma what? Hide date equals to 2. So year equals to 81. Quarter equals to 2. Okay. Then. So execute this query. Then. So this query will return what's that? Then 1981 second quarter. May, June, May, like April, May, June. April, May, June is what? Second quarter. April, May, June, second quarter. Yes or no? Yeah. So if you see these examples, all these examples are based on what? Date. Not dates. It is based on year, based on month, based on day of the weeks, based on quarter, like this. Okay. What are they called? They are called date intervals. They are called date intervals. Now conditions not based on dates, conditions based on date intervals. When conditions based on date intervals, then you have to use what's that? Date part. Okay. Then now next, once again, there is one more. What that is? Date name. There is one more. What that is? Date name. date name. Sir, date part and date name both are what? Same. Date part and date name both are same. But what the difference is? The date name returns what? See, both are same. This is also used to extract part of the date. But difference is there in only two. Okay, then. So date name also returns part of the date. Okay, then date name also returns what? Part, date, part of the date. But what is the difference between date part and date name? See this. This is date part. This is date name. So difference is there in only two. Difference is there in only two intervals. What are the two intervals? DW. And the remaining is same. Remaining intervals are same for date part and date name. A difference is there in only two intervals. One is one is DW. Suppose what is date part returns? You take date current date. What it returns? You take date is current date, today's date. What is returns? Returns what, sir? 6. Returns 6. But what is date name returns? Date name returns what, sir? June. Okay, na? Date name returns June. So date part returns what, sir? Number. But date name returns what? Name. DW. Date part returns what? Today. You take today. Today is what? 6. Friday. What is this returns? Friday. Okay. Then. So date part returns month number. Date name returns month name. Date part returns day of the week number, but date name returns what's that name. That's remaining are what's that same. You see that date name get date. You see this then Friday. Okay. Then suppose I pass month number. What the month name is? June. Okay, na? Now, so I want to display employee name next one day. Which day employee joined? I want to show employee name day of the week. Day of the week. Which day employee joined? I want to show day of the week. Then what? Select what? E name. Select E name. Next. Select E name. Next. What? Day. Date name. I want to show day. Which day employee joined? Then DW. Next one. What? I did as date from EMP. So this query will show each and every employee's what day of the week. So first employee joined on which day? Second employee joined on which day? Third employee joined on which day? So it will show each and every employee's what's her day. It will show each and every employee's day. So first employee joined on Wednesday, second employee Friday, third one Sunday. Like so, it is showing each and every employee's what's that join day. Understood, na? Then so it is showing each and every employee's join day. Okay, then understood. Then now, so like for example, like one question is like this: what is that is display on which day India got independence? Which day? Day means day of the week. Day means is asking day. Day means day of the week. Which day India got independence? What? Ah, what? Select what's that? Select what date name? Date name. DW. Next. Uh, what? What is the date? Next one is date. What is the date? 1947 08 15. Okay, na? 1947 08 15. Then what it returns is date. What is the day is Friday. So you can pass any date. You can pass any date. What it returns is day of the week. So that day is Sunday na, Monday na, Tuesday na, like that. You can pass any date. So it will return day of the week. So what is this function returns Friday? Then so execute this query. And so this query will return what's that? Then Friday. Okay, na? Then so same like what's that date part, but what is the difference? Date part returns month number, date name returns month name. Date part returns day of the week number, date name returns day of the week name. Okay. Okay. Then so next one. There is a function called, okay, then once again. Uh, there is a function called, there is one function. What that function is called? Format. Format. Then there is a function called format. Then this function used to display dates in different formats. Function used to display dates in different formats. This function used to display dates in different formats. Okay, function used to display dates in different formats. Format, then format. Okay, format. Then what the first argument is date. Second argument is format in single quotes. First one is date, next one is format. Okay, na? Then date format. So what for this is to display the dates in different formats. So which format you want to display, specify the format. Because different users wants dates in different formats. If you go to Americans, Americans always wants what's it? Americans wants what? MMDD, what's it? YY. Japanese wants YYY, MMDD. Okay, na? UK, in UK, they follow this format. DD, what's that? YYY. Day, month, year. So different what people belongs to different countries. They want dates in different formats. But in SQL, what is the default format is this one. Then how to display the dates in different formats? By using format function. So you have to specify the format. Now, example, suppose then select what's that format. Then, so which date you want to show? Get date. I want to show get date. In which format you want to show? Then specify the format. I want to show the date in what's that? Like DD, day, month, year. So you say DD, then month, but should be capital. Remaining all lowercase, but should be capital. Next one, dot YYY. Only month should be capital, remaining all lowercase. Okay, then. So this will show like in which format? Like this format. 21/6/2024. Sir, okay na? 21/6/2024. 21/6/2024. Understood? Now, if you want MMDDYY, then I want MMDDYY. Then MMDD. Next one, YYY. Month, day, year. So month, day, year. Clear? Then. So whichever the format you ask, then it will show the date in that format. Now, so let me run this query then. This is the format. Should be capital. Okay, if MM is small, then it is treated as minutes. It is not treated as month. It is treated as what, sir? Minutes. Okay. Now, so it is showing only the date. But get date contains what? What is get date contains? Date, time, date and time, get date. But from get date, what you are selecting? Only date. Then I want only the time. Then only the time. Then what is HH colon MI colon colon SS. Small means minutes. Capital month. Then so then this will return hours, minutes, seconds. So it will return only the time. It will return only the time. So only the time. I want both date and time. Then I want both date and time. Then here DD. Next next one capital next one years, space, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay. I want to show the day of the week also. Sunday na, Monday na, Tuesday na. Then say DDD. Then. So what this is? Then D. What is this is Friday. You say D, 4 days. Then you say 4 days. Then what it will show? Friday. If you say DD, then returns a day. 3 Ds, then returns FRI. First 3 characters. 4 Ds, then returns Friday. So it will show complete what's that? Then. So what are these? These are all date formats. Understood that. Next. So from get date, how to exact only the date part? How to exact the date part? From get date, how to exact only the date part? Format. Specify the date format. How to exact only the time? How to exact only the time? Then format. Specify the file. How to get the date, date and time and day. Date, time, day of the week. Then you have to specify this format. So whichever format you specify, in that format, date is displayed. Understood? If you mention only date, it will return only the date. So which format? Given format. Okay. Then see once again. Then understood now? This one. Only one thing you have to remember. What is that is capital MM, small mm. Capital MM means month. Small mm means minutes. Then you want to get the day of the week. Then D. Next one. Suppose then, for example, see, once again, where it is useful. For example, then I insert one row into the table. Insert into EMPNO, ename, salary, what's that? Height date, values. So number, name is ABC, salary 4,000, height date is get date. Height date is get date. I'm inserting a row into the table. I'm inserting a row into the table. I'm inserting one row. One record is inserted. After inserting the row into the table, so when it is inserted, then just go and see the table. In table, select star from what's that? EMP. So what is inserted into table? This record is inserted. What is inserted into height date? Today's date, because you said get date. What is inserted? Data, date and time. What is inserted? Date and time, only the data. Only the date. Why time is not inserted? Because get date returns date and time. No. Get date returns what, sir? Date and time. Get date function returns date and time. Yes or no? So this returns date and time. But time is not inserted. What is only date is inserted? Why? Huh? Why only date is inserted? Time is not inserted. Why? Because then what is inserted into table, it depends on the data type. You see, SP help, what's that? EMP. So what is the data type of height date? What is the data type of height date? Date. Date data type stores only the date. Suppose if data type is what, sir? If the data type is time, then it stores only time. If data type is date, then it stores only the date. If data type is date time, it stores date and time. Because height date data type is what? Date. But even though you are using get date, but get date function returns date and time. But what is inserted into height date? Only the date, because height date data type is date. Okay. Then you insert it. So when you insert it, you inserted now. Next one. So today you inserted. Yes. Next, after some time, I want to see the employees. Okay. I want to see list of employees joined today. What is my query is, next, I want to see the list of employees joined today. So tell me what is the query to get the list of employees joined today? Sir, you inserted today, you inserted one row. So this is one scenario where it is useful. Then tell me, I want to see the list of employees joined today. Then select star from EMP. Next, where uh, where hide date equals to what is get date? List of employee joined today. Any employees joined today? Yes or no? Yes, there is an employee joined today. Yes or no? Ah, there is one employee joined today. 999. One employee joined today. So I want to see the employee joined today. I'm running this query, executing this query, executing this query. So what is this query? No. But today one employee joined. It is not showing. Why? What is the reason? Huh? Ah, one employee joined today, but it is not selecting that. Why? Sir, here, see, tell me what is inserted into hide date. This command is inserted the hide date now. What is inserted into hide date? Date. What is the date? Today, boss. You executed this now. What is inserted into hide date? Today's date. What is the today's date? 2024. 2024 06. What's that? 21. So this is hide date. You are comparing hide date with what? Get date. What is the get date? 2024 06 21. Next. Get date returns time also. 12:45 20 something. Dot 123. This is what get date returns. Get date returns date and time. Then what here do you are comparing date with date and time. Condition will be true or false. False. That's why not selected. Sir, hide date column. Database value is what? Date. In database, you are storing only the date, but get date returns date and time. So date is compared with date and time. Condition is what, sir? False. That's why not selected. Then what you do? So here from get date, exact only the date. Don't exact what's the time. Time in milliseconds because I want to compare with only dates. Then how to write the query? Select star from what? EMP where hide date equals. So get only the date part. Date. How to get the date part? How to get the date from? I want only this part. How to get this part? What is date part, boss? What is date part? Date part returns else. It will not return date. Then from get date, I want this part date. Then you are saying date part. Date part is not correct. What is date part returns? You want only the year, then you can use date part. You want only the month, then you can use date part. You want only the day, then you can use date part. But I want complete date, then use what? Format. Format, get date, then comma in single quotes. Then how to get the date? Because left side is date bars, right side also get the date. So that condition will be true. Then how to get the date? Left side is what format? Then right side also same. Then Y. Next one MM. Next one DD. That's all. uh, don't use date part here. Date part will not return the date. If you want to get the date, then format. You want only the year, then date part. Only the month, date part. But you want complete date, then format. Now, what is the left side now? What is the left side? 2024 hyphen next 06 hyphen 21. What is format function returns? Date. What is the date? 2024 06 21. So both sides same now. Condition will be true. Selected or not? Yes. So this query will select employee joined today whose hide date equal to this. Then let's test this query. Then employee joined today. Yes, there is one employee joined today. Now selected or not? Yes. Then so if you write like this, it is not selected. Why? Because hide date is storing only the date, but get date returns date time. So date cannot be compared with date and time. Compare date with date. So how to get the date from get date format? Format, get the date. That's okay. That's it. So we'll continue this tomorrow.